Alright, since this book and movie actually happened, I have a few more ideas I want to pitch you, and trust me, they're gonna be great ones. Go on, I'm listening. Benjamin Franklin electricity paralyzer. You know that if you set any scene near a body of water, the book would have to end. Next, Jimi Hendrix face melter. That would have happened over 30 years ago in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Next. Wait, this one's gonna be perfect right here. Terrence Malick invisibility master. You know what? That might actually work. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I just remembered TMZ uncovered that first. Damn it! Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is an adaptation of the mashup novel of the same name by Seth Grahame-Smith, which focuses on a fictionalized alternate history in which the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, was a vampire hunter. Now alone, when you hear both a title and premise like that for a movie, you go into it with a certain mindset that you're just gonna have fun with it. You're not gonna take it too seriously, even though you know you're gonna be able to point out flaws. And despite not reading the book going into the film, I was still really looking forward to it because it had Timur Bekmambetov directing it, who directed Wanted, who was one of the better action movies to release back in 2008. And in the end, I was a bit underwhelmed with the final product, but it's still somewhat decent entertainment for summer movies that have released this year so far. Benjamin Walker turns in a solid yet very progressive performance as Abraham Lincoln. His line delivery and overall acting is very stilted at first because he seems pretty shaky in the role in the first few scenes that you see him on screen. But as the movie goes on and the more that he transforms into both the physical and personality take on Abraham Lincoln, he really relishes within the character at that point where I really start to buy him as Honest Abe. And in the scenes where he really gets to show off the traits that made Abraham Lincoln such a great president is where he shines the most in his acting. Outshining Walker, though, is Dominic Cooper, who plays Abraham Lincoln's mentor to killing vampires, Henry. Cooper brings on a lot of personality to the character of Henry because the movie even explores his backstory at the same time, but what really makes the character is the personality of him, because he has a very sly charisma to his character and he's very straightforward with everything that he does. In addition, he does have some good comedic banter with Lincoln for the times in which he's trying to mentor him, in which there isn't really a lot of funny scenes in this movie, but there are several lines that he does say that really give into that film's value. The supporting cast, on the other hand, which has a lot of talented actors, especially Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Anthony Mackie, Rufus, Sewell, Jimmi, Simpson, all of them which are good actors, but they are given roles that are very underused for the film's final product, in which their characters should have really meant more than what they were originally given. As I said before, this movie is directed by Timur Bekmambetov, who directed Wanted years ago, which was one of the better action movies to release in the past few years, though I still prefer the graphic novel over the film. He's a very style over substance director, and you can definitely see that within the very stylized action scenes, which all have a lot of moments where the overall speed of the scene both slows down and speeds up countless amount of times to show the very detail of all the CGI blood that is spurting out of the vampires that get hacked in this film. And while the scenes are very fun, I would not lie, the action sequences are pretty cool, and they find certain ways to kill the vampires in interesting ways, though the head ripping off technique does get a little repetitive at some points though. One thing that bugged me within Bekmambetov's directing though is because I really blame the choppy editing at times on his direction, because it seemed like he tried to rush to the next big action scene that was going to take place, and there are a lot of these scenes that happen in between all the big film set pieces, which all are really either rushed or they just go on for too long. It seemed like he just didn't really know what to do with most of the scenes in between. Either he wanted to rush them or just let them play out for too long. He didn't really handle those as well as I thought he could have. In addition, going back to the action, there was a lot less action than I actually thought was going to be in this film, because there are a lot of scenes that happen in between that just either really just felt really stale or they just didn't really feel needed to the film's final product. I mean, when I see a movie like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I expect a lot more action than actually focusing on the history of Abraham Lincoln. While they do a good job at focusing on the history, it really overshadows the core theme that this movie had going for it, and that was Abraham Lincoln killing vampires. And while the final product has a lot of good scenes where he does do them, I just really felt like there could have been more than what was given. Despite the numerous flaws I have set out though, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is a somewhat decent summer film in which it's one that could have been better, but it still has certain factors, especially the lead performances and action scenes, that more than make up for it, in which this film is a very decent matinee price, and that's why I'm going to give Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter 3 out of 5 stars. So if you enjoyed my review of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I'll have a review out for Brave soon, and if you you want to know why I've been gone for so long, it's because I've been finishing up my first year of college. I'm back home now, in which I have to do finals, essays, and so much more. I'm also searching for a job at the same time. So I'm very busy at the moment, but I'm going to try my best to crank out early reviews and reviews on time if I don't get screenings for them and so forth. Just be with me. I'm not going to be as consistent as I used to be, but I'm still going to try my best to crank out at least 2 to 3 videos a week. So in the meantime, Timur from CaliCritic Reviews, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.